Hello, this is Swipe, coming up on the show. We take a look at the tech tackling flooding. I brace myself for a bionic workout. And prepare for prehistoric battle as we look ahead to the big games coming out in the new year. Welcome to Swipe from the Thames Barrier, an engineering feat designed to protect London from flooding. When Storm Desmond hit the UK recently, thousands of people in the northwest of England had to leave their homes because of rising water. Now, we might never be able to control the weather, but there is technology that can help us adapt to it. Here's Will.
This is what Cumbria looked like after Storm Desmond crashed into the UK. The already saturated ground couldn't cope with the heavy rainfall, and towns like Carlisle were devastated. But could the introduction of new technology help to lessen the effects? This robot's been used in Wales to remove debris from rivers. Last year, it helped to prevent flooding by shifting 400 tonnes of gravel from the River Neath in just 2 days.
The Robo-Dozers are really small and compact, so they can fit nicely underneath the bridge, and the operator can stand outside of the bridge. The Robo-Dozer goes under there, pushes the river gravel out, and then our excavators are able to reach into the river channel, pick up that gravel and load it into lorries and take it away from the site.
One of the biggest problems in urban areas is flash flooding. Well, this thirsty concrete could be part of the solution. It's not designed to stop floods, but its ability to absorb water could help drains deal with heavy rain.
It came about because of flooding of this nature that damaged properties, especially back in the 2007 floods, where most of the damage to properties was caused by flooding that was down to runoff water and overflowing drains. So these types of products were developed as an answer to that particular problem.
The wettest November for more than 20 years turned the Indian city of Chennai into this. But despite the impact, technology was instrumental in helping people handle the situation. Google set up a crisis response page and used crowdsourced data to create these maps. Users could report flooded streets by clicking on an area and zoom in for more detail.
The role of social media and technology in responding to disasters, I think, can only increase, especially as we see things like smartphone adoption grow around the world. I don't think it'll be too many years before we really start to see this being the de facto way to respond to emergencies.
Technology will never be able to cancel out flooding completely, but it could help to make the effects less severe. Will Sargent, Sky News.
You're watching Swipe. Still to come, I get a go on a bionic knee brace designed to increase my leg power. But first, here's a quick roundup of what else has been going on in the world of tech this week. Here's a way to record virtual reality videos on your phone. The Teleport VR system uses a headset and camera that connects to your smartphone via an app. Its two lenses have been designed to mimic our eyes, so they can create 3D video. So far, it's raised more than $60,000 on Indiegogo. And while we're talking virtual reality, HTC has finally given a release date for the Vive. It'll go on sale in April, but we haven't yet been told how much it'll cost. Back in August, we tested a prototype at Gamescom, and although it was impressive, it did have a few too many wires hanging off it. The creators behind this say it's the world's safest drone. The Fly has a curved body that covers all moving parts, which means you don't have to look out for those sharp rotor blades. You can also program it to react to what it sees, and it's about the same size as a football. Coming up, what does Uncharted 4 have in store for us? Find out in our game's preview. Now for something completely different. Knees. They deal with a lot of strain day to day, don't they? Maybe that's why knee injuries seem to be so common. So when I heard about a bionic brace that could make my legs stronger, of course I wanted to go.
So can you feel that as you stand up?
Yeah, it kind of propels me.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a spring-loaded brace that's loading energy as you bend down and then releasing that energy to push you back up.
And you describe it as a bionic knee brace.
Yeah.
What is it that makes it bionic?
So it's bionic because it can enhance your natural capabilities. So it can actually augment the strength of your leg muscles. So during this movement, again, it's loading energy as you bend down in a spring-loaded mechanism that's actually embedded in the hinge right here in the arm. and it releases that energy as you straighten your leg.
Did you design it specifically for athletes?
Yeah, so we designed it both for really active people, athletes, people that are doing a lot of crouching and bending and kind of, this movement while you're skiing, or perhaps playing a racket sport and lunging out like this, as well as people that have difficulty with everyday mobility. So standing up from a seated position, you can imagine how hard this is for a lot of people to be able to stand up.
Especially if you've got an old injury, and knee injuries seem to be so common.
Exactly. And same with osteoarthritis. As it's almost inevitable that half of us are going to develop osteoarthritis, and then this movement becomes difficult. So we can really help with that to get people back on their feet on their own.
Can it make you a better jumper?
Yeah, so it actually, because it can release energy, if you've had an injury, it can help you propel sort of through that movement to push you back up and kind of restore your natural athletic ability.
And this is just a prototype at this stage. So once you streamline it, do you hope that people will just get one for each leg and wear them under their trousers just out and about?
Yeah, so lots of people will get two for sure. That's a large size on you. That's not the right size. It's kind of falling off. But
that's quite big.
Yeah, so it'll be quite streamlined. You can wear below your shorts or your pants, and a lot of people will wear two. Others will wear just one if they've had a knee injury just on one side. But so it'll vary kind of by what their needs are.
2015 has been a massive year for games, but we don't want to keep looking back. Let's look forward. Here's Lucy James with some titles to look out for in 2016.
First off, Uncharted 4. So it's developed by a studio called Naughty Dog, and they are sort of the absolute best at immersive storytelling, big action set pieces, lots of explosions, really tight scripts, really great characters. The basic premise of the Uncharted games is you play as Nathan Drake, who's this Indiana Jones, Lara Croft-esque treasure hunter. In Uncharted 4, he's retired now, he's settled down, and his brother comes out of the woodwork to sort of get him back in the game. And it's going to be this great big mishmash of action, adventure, gunplay, and parkouring, climbing around old ancient landmarks. So I'm very excited for that one. Dark Souls 3 is the latest in quite a long-running series now of very, very difficult role-playing games. It's a slow and measured game, and everything in that game will try and kill you. And it's going to be more of the same, more of the dark fantasy world with, you can be a warrior or you can be a mage or a wizard sort of character, and you basically just have to try and survive. But Dark Souls doesn't tell you much about the world you're in. You get maybe like an intro cutscene, and then the rest of the game, even from its gameplay to finding out even where you're supposed to go, you have to find that out by yourself. So if you like a challenge, Dark Souls 3 is definitely the one for you. Comes out in March in Japan, April worldwide on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. When you play Far Cry games, you expect things like guns, explosions, vehicles, a beautiful world. And in Far Cry Primal, you're only going to get one of those things, which is a big, beautiful world. So Far Cry Primal takes away the guns, takes away the modern day, and takes you back in time 12,000 years to the Stone Age, where you play as a hunter, you're a caveman, essentially. In previous Far Cry games, you could sort of release trapped wildlife to take out bad guys for you. But this time you can befriend the animals. You can become a Dr. Dolittle and talk to the animals and pet them, and they become your companions. So in a world with mammoths and saber-toothed tigers, you can befriend these creatures and have them do your bidding, essentially. Far Cry Primal is out in February on all current-gen consoles.
That's it for this week. Take a look at Sky News on mobile and iPad for some bonus features from this week's episode. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.